with your hosts, Dave, Dustin, and Brian, your source for the latest and greatest fantasy football information, wagering, injury reports, picks of the week, and more.
That's right. We're here. It's AB's Bar, and we're going to bring it to you. It's week 8. It's an exciting week. Exciting week. I'm your host, Dave. This is my main man, Brian.
What's up, y'all?
It's my other main man, Dustin.
What's going on? Burning the midnight oil tonight.
That's right. We got the football mom over here.
Hello, everyone.
And this week, we actually, I know if you've been paying attention, most of you haven't, but that's another thing. But if you've been paying attention, you've noticed we haven't had a producer in a while. Well, he's back. He's back from the depths of the sea.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
But anyway, you don't want to hear us ramble on. We're going to get into the week 8 games because that's why you clicked on this. But so this week, last week was a tough week for everybody. Not just me, not just you. I mean, everybody. I mean, come on. It was a tough week of football, those matchups. But this week, I think we're going to do a little better. It's an exciting time right now because it's week 8. The trade deadline's coming up, and there's some things are going to start moving around. Pieces are going to move because some teams are jockeying for Caleb Williams and Drake May, and some teams are jockeying because they've going to make a run for the Super Bowl. So it's a big week in football, and we're excited to talk about it, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. So Thursday night is a matchup where the Bucs are going to go up to Buffalo and play the Bills at home. Bills Mafia is going to be loud in effect. Brian, what do you see happening in this game here?
I see a bounce back. I see the Bills taking over in this game. The spread's 8.5. I see them covering it easily. I actually want to throw a little bit more in this week, a buy-sell type segment. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying as far as fantasy-wise, if you have Gabe Davis on your team, I'm selling him big time right now. Other than last week, he put up 3 good games prior to that. You might be able to get a little bit of something. I would sell him because I could actually see them picking up something before the trade deadline.
Agreed. Gabe Davis is Gabe Davis, and it's hard to deal with him when he's 20 points, and then you go 3 weeks in a row with 3 points, and then because you never want to play him, and when he has them games, he's usually on your bench anyway.
That's
it.
So
that's right.
Sell that thing.
He said on my bench.
Let me ask you something.
What's up?
It's Thursday night game. It's short week. You know how it is. It's unpredictable. Who you got?
All right. Well, both teams. The Bills are 3-4 against the spread. The Bucs are 3-3 against the spread. -8 for the Bills. I'm going. I feel like a money line for the Bills this game. Bucs defense a little stingy.
Yep.
I think it'll be a close game with the Thursday night game. Bills got some injuries on D, all 3 levels, D line. Best linebacker, best corner, but I think the Bills just outscore them.
Yep.
I think
we got into this. We started rolling right along.
Exactly.
And we forgot we need to check in with the football mom and look at these injuries for the Thursday night game.
All right, for the Thursday night games, we'll start off with Tampa Bay. You got Baker Mayfield dealing with a knee injury, but he was able to fully participate today, and he's on track to play. Then we fall to Chris Godwin with a neck injury. He participated also, but he's questionable for week 8. Now we'll bounce to the other side to Buffalo, and we got Dawson Knox with that wrist injury that's needing surgery, so he is ruled out for week 8 and foreseeably for the future. And then Josh Allen's got a little bit of a shoulder issue, but he is still expected to play.
Well, that actually brings me to another one then. Let's buy Dalton Kincaid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
He's a star in the making, that guy.
If Knox is out and Kincaid gets every bit of the time, I'm definitely Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, and Kincaid is actually he's a good stash for your bench. He's a good play if you have a bum tight end or whatever. But if you're in the dynasty league, this guy in the future, I think he's the truth, really.
Oh yeah. He's one of those tight ends that just play slot, really, which is so beneficial at that spot.
Yep. So Dustin, getting back to it, this week, I know it's Thursday. It's a tough game, but let me hear what you have for this game.
Well, just hit it all.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay. Well, right. Hey, it happens. Listen, we just out here swinging. So.
Well, actually, I put in a FanDuel if you want to hear mine on this.
Okay.
I got Buffalo with the spread. I got Diggs anytime touchdown, Mike Evans anytime touchdown, and over 42.5 points.
I went with Allen under 261 passing yards in this game.
Did you? Okay.
This game, Thursday night, it's kind of tough. Wild and crazy games on Thursday night. I don't know. Hope you got that prime. But me personally, I'm going to take the Bucks, y'all. I'm taking the Bucks.
Oh.
The Bills have not they have not looked good the last few weeks. They struggle against teams they should beat. I mean, New England, man, they can't seem to beat anybody, but they'll give the Bills. I don't get it. It's NFL. That's how it goes. But I just until I see something, I see the Bills turn it around, give me the Bucks.
All right,
give me the Bucks.
I'm taking the Bills. I think the Bills get in their own way. I think Josh Allen just needs to calm down, settle in, and look for other wide receivers other than Stephon Diggs. I'm looking at his numbers right now in the past 3 weeks: 11 targets, 16 targets, 12 targets.
Yeah.
You have other wideouts. Maybe they're not getting open. I'm just watching it on TV, but you're gonna have to spread the ball around.
I think that's
more.
where Allen's turnovers come from, because it looks like he just force feeds Diggs every
for
game,
sure.
all game.
Well, I hope he does, because that'll help me on my fan draft.
There we go. Well, let's hope he force feeds in the red zone, right?
When you're looking at it for your fantasy players and your weekly guys, your weekly lineups, Diggs, I think, has a good game. I wouldn't, if you're doing a weekly thing, I don't know that I would pick Josh Allen as your quarterback, but I really think on the offense, Diggs is your big guy. But if you're just in your fantasy league, I really think that
all your basics, James Cook.
Well, the Bucks are they don't give up a lot of yards. They have a pretty good defense when you're looking at the numbers, but I think the Bills are going to be able to move the ball. I just don't know how much. I see a lot of field goals in this one, and I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as we might like it to be. And give me the Bucks with Mike Evans having 2 touchdowns.
You taking the points?
Yeah.
All right.
43.
I don't know what the over/under is.
That's 43.
43.
Yeah.
I might stay away from that. And honestly, if I'm putting a parlay together, I'll probably stay away from the Bills altogether. But if I'm doing a Thursday night thing where I want to bet Thursday night, I want to win something on Thursday night.
Yeah,
then I would probably go with the Bucks, and I would take probably 42. Give me the over.
Yeah, they're both about the same against the spread and 8 points. I'm not betting this game, but I'd take the Bills.
Well, when I cash my tickets on the Bills this week, boys, I'll let y'all know next week. All right.
Most of your main staples on your fantasy on both teams, I think you can play. But who are the fantasy who are the flex plays that we're looking at this game? And I'll be honest, I don't know that their running back
White.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to be a good play this week.
I'm thinking White or Cook would be a good flex.
I don't know. Rashawn White, he got a ton of catches last week, and I see them Bucks needing to score.
Oh, in the passing game, yeah.
So maybe garbage. I think Rashawn. I don't know. He's on my team, so I
he have 40.
It's really about
he have 40 yards rushing, but I have 6 catches for 30, and that's another 9. You know.
Well, when you're playing from behind, which they're probably going to do, I'd say go ahead. I'd throw him in, and really on the Bucks side, you only have Evans.
Do you think Dalton Kincaid has flex appeal? Let's say you got a good tight end on your team, and you're starting him over Kincaid. Would you consider Kincaid a flex play?
100%.
I would, mainly because of Dawson Knox.
He's gonna get 80% of the snaps.
Yeah, because if Knox doesn't get 4 targets, then those 4 targets are likely to go.
Yeah.
Or at least 2 of those targets are going to dump down to Kincaid.
Well,
So
when they're both in the game, it seems like Kincaid gets most of the looks anyways. So I would call it a definite good start.
And for your weekly lineup, I think Mike Evans might be a strong play here, because without Gilmore in the lineup for the Bills, I think they don't really have anybody that's going to be able to check Evans.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's going to move us right on to Monday or Sunday. Let's go to the 1:00 games. And on my list, I hope it lines up with yours, but what I have is the Jags at the Steelers. Pittsburgh's at home. They've been playing better. And the Jaguars, though, they have lost 5 games since November 1st of last year. 3 of those games were against the Chiefs, And so really the Jaguars are playing good football. I think they have a tough defense, and I like their running game. So, I mean, this is one of those games where the Steelers defense has really started to look like the Steelers' defense. Kenny Pickett has really started to play well in the fourth quarter. And, I mean, he had 103 passing rating last week or something like that. And he's doing a lot better than some of these other quarterbacks out there. And I'm not saying he's the guy that's going to win the Super Bowl for the Steelers, but he's serviceable right now. But against the Jaguars, I think the Jaguars are too strong. I'm not going to lock this game in, but I'll feel pretty confident about the Jaguars. And maybe the money line. I don't know what the spread is there.
2.5.
2.5. Give me the points, minus 2.5. The Jags get a little more juice. Brian, what do you see?
I'm thinking that if the Steelers can put together 4 quarters and not just come out in the second half and just completely dismantle a team like they've been doing, if they can put together 4 quarters, I could easily take the Steelers over the Jags. But Jags are too strong. On my buy sell, I'm actually selling Najee Harris and Calvin Ridley. Right now, looking at Najee Harris, 77 carries, 300 yards, 1 touchdown. He's just 77 carries. You're just not doing a lot with it. And with Jaylen Warren in the backfield, too, stealing carries away from you. If you can get anything for him right now, I would sell him. Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk is just
gobbling it up.
He is. I mean, and he may be taking the double teams. He may be taking the number 1 corner down the field. But Ridley, 27 receptions, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's
not production.
That is not where everybody drafted him to do.
No.
And they were looking for a lot more. But I'm taking the Jags in this game. What do you think, Dustin?
I'm going with the Jags too. Both are really good against the spread. Pittsburgh's 4-2 against the spread. Jaguars are 5-2 against the spread. Like Dave said, he's a Pittsburgh guy, but this is true. The offense and defense both looking better. Mm-hmm. And Tomlin's on pace for his 17th winning season in a row.
Yep.
All that being said, I think Jaguars got a little bit more on the offensive side. Well, I think they can win by 3.
One thing about that stat is it's actually not winning seasons. He just hasn't had a losing season. Because there was, I think there was at least one that I remember where he was 8-8 or something. So that's a 500,
And they were actually sitting there watching on the
17th
on the
not
big
losing
screen.
season.
Yeah, it's a different. It's weird that you even have to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
But I like the Jags and minus the 2.5.
You do.
No.
Now, let me ask you this, fellas. The Steelers' defense, you've been watching Watt. He's been unblockable. The Jags' offensive line is doing well. I just don't know. I really think that this is one of those games that really when you're putting your parlay together, you might think about staying away from.
Yeah, because Pitts gets points at home, too.
Yes, and Pittsburgh is tough to beat at home any year.
I think we're all just going to be singing a different tune here in about 2 weeks. Once Pittsburgh gets it all the way together, which I saw it coming together the end of last season.
Yeah.
And it's taken a while this year. And if, like I just said a minute ago, if they can put together 4 quarters, you're looking at a division winner.
Yeah.
Really, 100%.
We jumped the gun on this a little bit. We got any injuries? It's going to
maybe we keep doing it. Mom,
this whole thing.
Speak up, Mom. That's all you got to do.
Now, you know what?
I would have, but there's not very many injuries whatsoever with Jacksonville. The only one you have is Zay Jones.
Yeah, he ain't
still
been
dealing
with
that knee, and his availability for 8 is uncertain. And there's none on the Pittsburgh side.
Okay.
Well, I think we've all seen with Zay Jones being out. I think they've won the whole time since he's been out, starting in London. London started.
Well, Jaguars have been on a tear,
and all Jaguars wins are. I don't want to say all, but I would say maybe all of them but one have been on the road, or not at home. 2 wins in London.
1-1.
Yeah.
So, but I think it all boils down to the running game. Etienne has just been on a tear. He's up as number 2 overall running back in fantasy football right now. So all owners right now, you probably got him. I think I stole him in the 4th round on the boat.
Yeah.
So you're really loving the value you're getting out of your pick.
The problem I have with this game is the Steelers play physical, and the Steelers do the Steelers thing, and they blitz a lot. 3rd down, they're going to man you up and blitz. You can count on it. Take it to the bank. How does Lawrence handle it? And traditionally, he's handled a lot of these situations pretty well. The Pittsburgh with Watt and some of their players, they have a way of just mucking up a game and making it a dogfight. And I don't know what it is, but you don't want Kenny Pickett in the 4th quarter with a chance to win. He's a big game player, and really Kenny Pickett is one of those guys that he's run of the mill, he's mid range. We don't expect a lot from him, but when you look at the numbers, you don't want to see Kenny Pickett in the fourth quarter. He's been playing well, so
I think it's Pickett to Pickens in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
and there's going to be a tagline that comes out with
Pickens
that because it's really starting to come.
Both of them are picking up a lot.
Yeah,
and boys, I have the Jags too, but I think if
It's
I'm
gonna
doing
take
a
a few more
parlay I'm
weeks.
building, I might stay away from this one because this seems like a
I
trap
think,
game
this'll
for
be
Jacksonville.
This will be a dogfight.
Yeah, and fantasy-wise, it's the same thing. I would bench your Steelers running backs. Maybe Warren, I think, can earn the low-end flex play because he's been playing well. But Pickens, I think
Pickens
is
is
still
a starter now.
He's a starter. You want him. NTN is likely to have a solid game with a few catches out of the backfield to add. And then I don't know about your man.
Is Ridley a bench?
I don't know about your man. I mean, he had 1.5 points last week in the PPR. So
There's no buys this
week,
right?
No, it's where you started him. I think, or where you drafted him. You're going to have to start him.
Well, I don't think so. Listen, it's time. It's time to either boo-boo or get off the pot in your fantasy league. Some of y'all need some wins out there. Sometimes it takes a gamble. If you got to sit Ridley to get it, you got to sit Ridley to get it. I think Kirk is a strong start here. Ridley, he draws the double team to where Kirk is able to get
I
open.
actually want to say in Dustin's league, I bench Ridley for Deontay Foreman this week.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got me on that. Definitely.
I think Ridley's one of those guys where, yes, you want to play him because of his draft stock, but at the same time, it's week 8, fellas. It's time to start thinking about those playoffs. Some of y'all need some wins out there.
I do want to. I want to throw the
Catch
light on somebody.
Trade him.
Deontay Johnson came in off IR last week, caught 5 balls for 79 yards. Do we see that continuing?
Johnson is.
I think so. He needs more people to pick and throw the ball to.
It seemed like the Steelers really kept pace, and then they just took off in the third, fourth.
It becomes one of those things if the Jaguars jump out and force the Steelers to throw the ball more than they want to, then I think Deontay's going to have a monster game. But when you look at it, if it gets sloppy like the Steelers like to do, it looks to be like he's going to be more of a flex play this week because the Jaguars, I mean, they have a tough defense and they know how to put a long drive together. So the Steelers aren't going to have as many opportunities as they might in other weeks.
I just wanted to point on it too that in the same team, I have Deontay Johnson where Calvin Ridley's on the bench, so he is in my starting line.
Yeah, I think
100%.
Johnson's a starter this week, and I think I'm gonna give him a wide receiver too. At the low end, I would give him a flex play. I mean, I think he's a gamer this week, and I think that's gonna wrap up that game. If I'm being honest with you, and we're gonna go ahead and
keep it moving.
We're gonna bump on down to the Patriots are gonna go down to sunny Florida, boys, and play the Dolphins. This is a matchup. They see each other twice a year. It's a rivalry. And when you ask a lot of these Patriot fans, what team don't you like? The Dolphins.
Dude, even when the Bills
Jets.
were even when the Bills were
now,
bad.
okay.
I mean, the Bills, the Dolphins.
I'm a Dolphins fan. Ask me the same question. Do it. Go ahead. Bring it.
Dude, the Dolphins used to give Patriots fits when Brady was there. They'd go down to Miami and lose.
Well, it's one of those things.
We all know Kenny
So,
and Drake's
okay,
play.
Brian, as a Dolphins fan, what team do you not want to face?
I don't want to face the
He
Patriots.
already faced them, honey, and lost.
Well, you know,
Take
they
that,
had
Eagle.
Tom Brady. You know.
No. Tom Brady's best quarterback ever, but I hated facing him. I got tired of losing to him, but it's our turn now.
Now, Brian, let me ask you this. I got a question for you. Bill Belichick is fantastic at taking whatever you do well and taking it away. And for me, I know he doesn't want to get beat deep for sure, but being the old school coach that he is, I have a feeling that Belichick is going to want to stop the run. That's his bread and butter. If he can stop the run, he feels like they have a better chance to win. Do you think they can pull that off this week?
I do think they can, but we're gonna beat them with the pass just like we do everybody else. And which brings me to my point is to sell Raheem Mostert. You have Jeff Wilson who came back last week. You have a chain that's coming back in 2 weeks. Right now, he is at his highest at 84 carries, 479 yards, and 9 touchdowns.
Yep. Hey, if
Right
you're in a
now,
keeper
Dude, you
league,
could clean somebody out with that.
Right now, you can sell him very high. You can get a top end wide receiver for him. Right now is the time to do it. But I do see them shutting down the run, kind of going off what Philly did last week.
Yeah. And
Philly took our run away until the second half, which caused us to get down. Waddle going out, but let's not even go into that. But we're just going to take over with the passing game,
Yeah.
and it's going to be too much.
And if you don't know, I'm sure a lot of you already know, you want to treat these players like draft stock. But if you don't know, you really need to look at your fantasy players in a different light sometimes. I used to play fantasy baseball with my cousin. He's from New York. He picked the Mets players. His whole team were Met, and he was always in last place. You can't pick with your heart all the time, you know. And I really think that even if you're a Dolphins fan and Mostert's your favorite running back right now,
No, you gotta.
you have to. Everybody is tradable. Everybody has a price.
And like Brian said, you got to look in the future a little bit.
Yeah, it's buy low, sell high. That's the name of the game.
And right now, if you really find that person in your draft that keeps up but doesn't, who's a number person but not a watcher, and you will be able to really hit them for a good wide receiver.
You can clean out somebody with
and
this
you can actually go running back for running back, because right now I'm not looking at stats or nothing, but I'd say he's leading in touchdowns right now with 9.
Yeah,
you're right.
Exactly, 9 touchdowns right now. So, but I am definitely taking the Dolphins right now, and I'm taking the points at 9.5, and I'm going under though on 46.5.
All right.
I'm not taking the over on that because all the points are coming from the Dolphins.
I'll give my picks real quick, but I want to hear some injuries before I give mine.
All right. On New England side, we got Juju Smith-Schuster out with concussion, and his play this week is a strong possibility. On the Miami side, we got Jalen Waddle with the back issue. It's undetermined if he'll be active this week.
Which he did. He did come back
He
in the
did
second
come
half.
back.
He
Yeah.
came back in the second half and was actually
Fine.
He caught plenty balls. He got up. I didn't see,
Yeah.
nothing out of it.
I mean, you would have never thought anything was wrong with him.
No.
The Patriots, they looked a lot better last week than they have. I don't know if that was I'm kind of putting it more of a fluke game than what we're going to see with them going forward.
Well, I think with Jacoby Myers was hurt, and when he was out, they just couldn't move the ball. I think he. Oh,
dude.
yeah,
Hey.
I see what I did there. That's the
Dave.
Raiders.
2023.
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's all good, bro.
But
It's all good.
that's Kendrick Bourne, is who I'm thinking of. He's really kind of ignited this offense. Sorry, y'all.
That's kind of all he's got.
Well, Stevenson can get the tough yards, and when you're running the ball, you don't have to have 150 yards a game. You just need to pick up first downs and short yardage. You know,
I think it brings us back to what you said: who can get separation? And Kenyon and Bourne's the only one on that team, really.
Well,
I think that we're looking at that has
Right,
the speed
'cause
to do that.
I think Devontae Parker ranks last in the league in separation, and Claypool, I know he's gone now, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's a Dolphin.
But he wasn't very much. He wasn't any better, you know. No. I mean, they're big, tall guys. You can throw it up in the end zone, and I think that's why they like.
And that's
Gronk
when
so
Gesicki
much.
grabbed that touchdown nobody expected.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
He hit the witty.
Shit, everybody was probably watching Hunter Henry, and Gesicki
Right.
said, "Hey, I can catch balls too,
That's
bro."
it.
Yeah, and so I think this is a bounce back game for the Dolphins. New England just doesn't have the firepower to keep up, and I think this is if it was a heavyweight fight, I think New England would be the swelled up middleweight that doesn't really belong, but he's there to get his
Kind of
paycheck.
be like the
you know?
it'd be like the Dolphins, Tyson, and Ali. Patriots.
Well, no, I just don't think that. I don't think
that.
the Patriots match the heavyweight
Great
prowess
analogy.
of the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a strong heavyweight. They just have a little bit of a glass jaw when you want to rough them up, and I just don't think the Patriots have it in them to utilize that game plan.
What do you think, Dustin? I think you had some more to add to it.
Oh yeah. Patriots are 2-5 against the spread on the year. Not good. And their star cornerback J.C. Jackson, they got him from Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Week 1, Tyreek Hill lit him up.
He did.
Dolphins are averaging at least 30 points at home this year, and they're 5-2 against the spread. I'm not gonna jump Dave and call it a lock, but I like the Fins in this minus the points too.
I think I feel a lot coming on in this one though.
Well, I'll be honest. I was a little bit worried.
Is Belichick's on the other side?
I was a little bit worried, so I didn't want to lock. I did pick the Dolphins to win this game, but I did not want to lock it in.
Yeah, okay, so it just shows that you got more faith in Andy Reid than you do Bill Belichick.
Well, no, what it is I bet against the Patriots last 2 weeks, and I lost.
All right, that makes sense.
That's what it is.
All right.
Hey, shout out to Bill Belichick. We gave him some hell last week.
Yeah,
he got win number 300.
I think he's listening.
Yeah. There you go.
No.
I hope he's listening. There we go.
But really, fantasy-wise, I think Stevenson is a good play. All your Dolphins, your mainstays would be great. But what about at the tight end position? Do you think this would be a good game?
I think maybe Hunter Henry on the Pats side.
Yeah, he had been quiet for a while.
Jaceki, that was just a long touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to continue. So maybe Hunter Henry on the Pats side and Stevenson, and then start your normal Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't really see a surprise. Start in this game.
I don't get crazy with it, and I'm going to bench Jeff Wilson for one more week. He only had one catch last week, so let's bench him one more week, see what they're going to do with him. But I think they're going to factor him in the game a little bit more this week. But let's see what happens.
Okay, so we're going to just move right along to the Battle of New York, and I don't know how they do it, but somehow the Jets are going on the road in the same stadium they play in to the Giants. So they're going to have to switch the logos this week and put the Giants on there. This is one of those games that every year you just know it's going to be a dogfight. It's got the fans rooting interest. It's got the owners rooting interest because they know the support of the fans. This is the game they want to win.
Exactly.
And even though it's not necessarily a division game, but it's still the Battle of New York.
It's your Louisville, Kentucky. It's that game right there.
Yeah.
But I do think we need to hear the injuries before we even go.
Yeah, let's do that
because I got a lot to say about this game.
All right. Well, our injuries lie only on the Giants side. We're going to start off with Daniel Jones with that neck injury. He is pretty much set not to return to mid-November. So y'all got Tyrod Taylor to enjoy for a while. Then we got Squeam Barkley that hyperextended that elbow, but he said he can handle the workload and is not worried whatsoever. But one that popped up that was unusual was Darren Waller has an unknown ailment, and his status is considered hazy for this week.
Unknown and hazy. Whoa.
Okay. Well, let's all act like Giants fans right now. We just heard the Daniel Jones news. What are we doing?
Happy.
Woo! Right now, Tyrod Taylor is probably one of the hottest quarterbacks. I mean, he kept up with the Bills. He gave them a win last week against the Redskins. So we're going into this game, and I'm taking the Giants. I'm taking the over on the 36 because I think the Giants are going to blow it up. The Jets' defense is really good, but it's one of those Kentucky-Louisville games. You know, we're going to get, I think, some high scores in this. And on my buy sells, I am selling Garrett Wilson. I don't see them doing anything as far as bringing another quarterback in there. You're going to be stuck. So right now he's sitting at 32 receptions. 369 yards, 2 touchdowns. That is not where we drafted him. We drafted him first round, second round.
Yeah, but we also drafted him with a quarterback named Aaron Rodgers.
We did. But right now, off
Shit
his
happens.
name, off his
football,
name,
baby.
Off his name, you can still get something out of him.
Oh yeah.
So right now, you need to sell
He's
him.
still elite. He doesn't have the guy. And Wilson, believe it or not, as bad as he started out, he's been playing slightly better.
Slightly. But I don't see the Jets having any firepower to go out and get a quarterback. They can't have nothing left after what all they brought in.
And the Giants, their defense really has been the star of the show when it comes to their games. And with Barkley in there, they're starting to move the ball, and they can be a little bit scary. But I just the Jets defense, the way they get after them, the way they play, I see this as a close game. I like Tyrod Taylor. You're right, he's hot, but this is another game. I might just stay away from this, but if you're asking me to pick, I'll take the Jets.
All right, Brian.
Give it to me.
Gang up on you this
Give
week.
it to me. I'll take it.
with they are looking a lot better with Tyrod, Saquon. The Giants are. Their D's only given up 21 points in the last 2 games. But on the Jets side, they've beat the Eagles. They got a dominant defense coming fresh off a bye week. They've had created 7 turnovers in the last 2 games. And by against the spread, the Giants are terrible. They're 2-5 against the spread. Jets are actually really good and 4-2 against the spread. So I'm actually going to take the Jets -3.
All right, but on the spreads, I think a lot of that comes with Daniel Jones. So I'm looking at the defensive side of the ball with the Giants. I'm going to butcher this guy's name. Thibodeau? Is that?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy is your Michael Parsons. You know, he's all over the field. He's getting there. And I just don't see the Jets' running game going very far. So Wilson's going to have to win this game for him. And, I mean, with the young talent at corners for the Giants, I think they're going to be able to hold up. And I just see the Giants taking this game.
Yeah, I don't know what the over/under is, but I would
36
be
and a half.
eyeballing. Yeah.
Oh, it's under. It's under, guys.
Jeez Louise.
It's under. Who all are we starting in this game?
Well, I know you just talked about the Jets' running game not doing a whole lot, but I kind of like Breece Hall because he can he's explosive for one, but also he can work out of the backfield in a swing or a short pass situation. So, Breece Hall might be a flex play this week. And the Giants' Waller has been getting a lot of targets.
I don't think he's hazy, bro.
Well, let's
Yeah, I don't think he's playing.
Yeah.
He's
He
Oh,
might
is
not
that right?
play.
Hazy.
He's-
Got an
must-
Unknown ailment.
but
hazy.
it's unknown.
must have
But
missed
hey,
that
hey,
on the-
but with the Falcons, at least they let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, but I mean, I'm thinking though he's probably going to play. You have your Barkley's going to be your big starter on the Jets side. Hall, I'll give you that one. I'm actually benching Garrett Wilson. There's not a lot of fantasy starters in this game.
there's not,
'cause
and
there's
to
not
be
a lot of
honest,
scoring to
This
be had.
has the feeling of
3 to 9 games.
no. I was gonna say 10 to 16. You know,
Remember, if you bet this, you're gonna have to watch it. So
Exactly. Yes.
10, 16, 10, 17 type of.
If you like defense, this is your game.
yeah,
Well,
This is it. This is
Because
Yeah.
you're definitely not going to get nothing out
Because
of
I-
Alan Lazard.
yeah.
Dude, it may not be the defense. It may just be that bad of offense.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all you're gonna do is watch Saquon Barkley run the ball
Yeah.
30 times, and
Exactly.
probably Breece Hall too.
And really, so we're not gonna. We don't want to make it a pick. We don't want to lock it in or anything. And we really probably ought to stay away from it. Some of us, 2 of us are taking the Jets. 1 of us taking the Giants. But either way,
man.
that's gonna move us on to in the first lock of the show. The next game is the Falcons at the Titans. And I want to tell you before we're gonna hear the injury report, but before we do,
I have a feeling I'm going.
you
against Dave
go
on this.
ahead and lock it in.
Maybe.
You give me the Falcons, and they're going to take down the Fighting Will Levises.
Oh,
So let's check in with the injury report from the football mom.
All right. We're going on the Tennessee side with Ryan Tannehill with that high ankle sprain. He is unlikely to play for Week 8. Traylon Burks with the knee injury will be back Sunday, so we'll see if we get
Yeah.
anything out of him. On Atlanta's side, I don't know if Bijan's going to have that headache or not, but we'll have to wait and see.
I love it. I love it. And for all you people out there who started him, hopefully you won. I did win. Unfortunately, that was a bad call.
Yeah,
on
you're
the
probably like
Falcons
me
side.
getting Texas. Where's
Yeah,
he at today?
it's like, okay.
My head hurt.
That's
My
it.
head
And you
hurt.
see him on the sidelines all dressed
well, he
up.
played
and
a
it's
couple
like,
plays.
He had a couple. He had 1 carry for 3 yards, dude.
No,
But-
we're teasing. Look, we want everybody to stay healthy.
He might have
you know.
migraines or something. I don't know.
All right, let me just say one thing.
Go
All
ahead.
right,
You
all
go
right.
get it out of your system.
All right,
get it out of your system.
We in the state of Kentucky. Will Levis is going to make his first start for the Tennessee Titans.
Get
And
it,
you know
big dog,
what?
Get it.
You know what? I'm taking the Titans in this game, but he's not the reason they're going to win. He's the reason King Henry is going to get 20-plus carries a game. And he's going to get back.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Every year,
How many-
second half of the season, Henry takes over. The man just dominates, and then he's in the rushing leader.
Yeah,
he's
he's
in
had
discussion.
one 100-yard game this year.
And that is why the Tennessee Titans are going to win. Let's hear it, Dave.
That's a strong stance. I'm going to give you my stance, but I want to know where Dustin stands.
All right, let's see.
All right, believe it or not, I'm going against the lock this week.
Head to head.
Now-
Let's get it. Let's get it,
Now
boys.
this is just for from a number standpoint. Atlanta sucks against the spread.
Yep.
They're 2-5.
True.
Titans not that bad, 3-3. Coming off a bye week, I do see Henry coming on back. I think a big game's
fresher.
coming. So I'm gonna take the Titans +2 and take the is it 2.5 or 3?
Which is where is it? 3.
Yeah,
Titans +3.
I'll
right
take
now.
the Titans +3.
I will say this: the Falcons' defense is not as bad as you might think it is. They're not the best team in the world. They don't move the ball all the
Top
time.
of the NFC South right now.
Very sneaky good defense. I will give you that.
Yeah. So this game to me, I don't know that Bijan is going to do much, but Drake London,
He's been on fire.
he's
lately.
been playing well, and the quarterback Ridley, he's not very efficient. But they've been getting the job done at times, and I feel like this is one of those games where they're going to get the job done against a rookie quarterback that ain't never seen nothing like this before.
Dude, I'm going to help you out with this. Ritter, he's got, in his last 3 games against Houston, good defense, 29 points. Washington, decent defense, 22. Tampa Bay, good defense, 19. So Ritter has been getting better as the season progresses.
Yeah, he's starting to put together a little bit, but he's still, when you watch, it's he is going downfield a little bit, and he's checking through his progressions, and it looks like he is starting to slowly adjust to the league a little bit. But
Yeah.
I still don't think that he's the home run hitter.
No, I think they've gone from one-dimensional to at least now two-dimensional.
Yes, and now the Falcons, with this newfound success of late, and the defense is coming along, I feel like this is a strong game where the Titans have to rely on the backup quarterback. Like you said, Henry's likely to get 20, 25 carries. If they can keep Henry under 80 yards, 100 yards, no touchdowns, I feel like the Falcons can win this game. And I feel like it's so much that I went ahead and I locked it in.
Locked it in.
I locked it in. You know how it goes.
Dude,
Once I lock it in,
I
it's
feel
over.
Atlanta is
you know
the
what?
actual better football team.
They
but
are.
They are so shitty against the spread.
And look,
Like-
I was actually about to touch on that. I like Atlanta. I want to bet for them so bad in this, but I think it's a trap game. And I think it's a trap game so much that they're going to keep they're going to keep that offense off the field. I love the Atlanta running game. They have 3 running backs, Patterson, Robinson, and help me out with the other
Algier.
one. Algier. There you go. They have a 3-headed monster there.
Patterson didn't look too bad last week.
No,
getting
he
some,
didn't. And Pitts is getting back into the game.
Yep.
Smith is Jonnu Smith.
Yep.
You know, they have double tight ends that's actually pretty good with London. I see them. I mean, they're just getting better and better, but I see this as a trap game. So I'm taking Titans.
Yeah, I hear you. But the Falcons' defense is just too good. Falcons win this game. Lock it in. Put it in your parlay.
Are we
fellas.
going over with the I've got 35.5. I don't know what y'all got.
I got 36.5.
All right. So I'm
Well,
going
depending on
over.
where you look, this
I'm going
at
over.
36.5, this is a really nice game to take the over. But when you're looking at traps, this kind of feels like one of those traps. The over/under I might stay away from, because if Will Levis can't get the job done and Titans score 3 points, I don't know that the Falcons can score 33 points this game.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those situations you lock it in. If you know what, if you're nervous, take the money line, but give me the points. The Falcons, lock it in. It's a wrap. And fantasy wise, they do have we touched on the Falcons, Drake London, those guys. You like them, but on the Titans side of the ball, really, do we have any strong flex plays?
Treylon Burks is back this week, but I don't see him as really a flex or anything. We have to see what Will Levis is going to do. I see the run just monopolizing this game.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
Okay, so we're just going to keep rolling, and we're going to get into the Texans at the Panthers. We're going to check in with the football mom first, but I want to tell you something. Ding, 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 ding.
I was going to lock
it in, baby. Lock it in.
I was going to lock it in if you didn't. We'll see where this goes.
Number 2 over 1.
I'm locking
2
in the Texans. I think this is a game the Panthers are struggling to put it nicely. So lock in the Texans against the spread. But before we get too deep into it, let's check in with the football mom.
I'm trying to get it together here.
Well, while she tries to get it together, let me tell you something. Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud aren't doing the same things.
No,
you know, C.J. Stroud's footwork looks good. His processing looks good. And Bryce Young, he can make some throws. He's a little short. He just doesn't seem to be ready for the heat. You know, I mean, it is tough to play in the NFL. And let me give you a little secret. Quarterback's hard. Quarterback's hard, okay? And it's a big jump from Alabama to the NFL. And no matter any way you look at it, it's a bigger jump than high school to college. I think would be the college to NFL.
Yeah.
And I just don't know that Bryce Young. I think he could have a decent future ahead of him, but he's going to have to get it together a little bit.
I see that, and you're looking at number 1 overall draft pick to number 2. I think
one coach is kicking herself.
Exactly, and I think what it comes down to is Young has the better offensive line. C.J. Stroud has the better wide receiver core. So we're looking at 2 different concepts, but C.J. Stroud, I saw him coming out, and I think the Panthers were just why didn't you take C.J.?
Yeah.
And I think that we all heard that a little bit before the draft started, that maybe C.J. was going to go number 1. But let's hear those injuries real quick.
You know what, Brian? I'm glad you said that because I want to know, is Thielen back? Is he going to play?
Oh, no, Thielen is.
Thielen is hot.
Oh,
Yes.
The hottest commodity
Who
as
dropped-
far as.
Who dropped him week 1? I did.
Hey, I just want to thank you, Drew. Thank you for dropping him because, man's
Hey,
got
Drew,
it now.
you know who you are.
You got him for
Yeah.
me too, didn't you?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
tried, but I was winning. I was too far down. Couldn't get his ass.
So let's check in with the football mom and get these injury report update.
All right. Well, with Houston, we don't have any injury reports at all. And on the Carolina side, Miles Sanders is likely to play. I guess that shoulder's much better now.
There we go.
Okay.
So I mean, you're going to get Miles Sanders back, which brings me to my thing, which is sell Miles Sanders. Hopefully, you get a decent game out of him this week. You'll be able to flip him, trade him, get him out of there, and let's buy Adam Thielen. Because right now,
Bye.
Because I mean, a lot of people, which I'm an Adam Thielen
We're gonna
owner.
start calling
I
Brian
can't
a
even say the
realtor.
guy's name. Okay, I can't even say his name, but Adam Thielen. Like, I hope he keeps doing what he's doing. I don't see it, but I hope he keeps doing it. So, and that I'm buying it. What do y'all think?
No,
I see it. Yeah.
now he's a buy, and if you do feel so inclined to sell, this is a situation where you can talk your compadre into the high value because he's really been getting a lot of targets, and you can say, hey, Thielen, look at the points you're going to gain. I need a better. I mean, it's one of those things. You buy, sell,
it's
sell
one of
high.
those. And before their bye, the last 2 games, 13 targets each game.
Yeah.
He got 11 receptions in each game, 27 and 28 points.
Yeah, and that brings me to another lock I have, and I don't normally do this, but and honestly, I used to do the weekly lineups and whatnot. I don't anymore, but I will say, if I had a weekly lineup this week, give me Thielen. He's one of those guys that you're going to have to pay a little bit, but you're not paying a Stephon Diggs price for him. You're paying a lower price, Adam Thielen, and really he's probably going to be, if you're wagering, around 12, 10, 15-ish. So if you can get him around that price, because he's probably going to produce the top 5 numbers this week.
I mean, if you look at it, Carolina's always going to be down.
Mm-hmm.
They are, because the running game is not there. Bryce Young cannot do it all by himself, and that's what's hurting him right now. He has the line. He don't have the running game. So get Adam Thielen, get him in your lineup, You heard it here first.
Okay, so we know Adam Thielen's going to score. But what about the running backs? Are they going to be able to run the ball?
Not in this game. No, because Texans defense, they are just. You look at their defense and you're like, should I start my running back?
No,
because you don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
And Will Anderson, that was a heck of a draft
dude.
pick, baby.
Yeah,
it
is.
A good draft pick.
It is 100%. What all you got over there, Dustin?
Oh, I'm gonna lock it in with Dave on this one. Dude, Carolina is 0-5-1 against the spread this year. I mean, and the Texans too are 4-2 against the spread. So I think, I think this is the lock of the week here.
Yeah, this easy money, fellas and ladies.
You could almost go alternate line.
I mean, C.J. Stroud's going to show, hey, I should have been number one, right?
Well,
100%.
I don't know that he's out to prove that. I think most of these guys, some of them just want the big bag, but a lot of these guys, more than the big bag, they just want to win. And I think C.J. Stroud is one of those leaders in the locker room already because he wants to win. He's doing the extra. He's working on. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect this from C.J. Stroud. I had him as a borderline player where he might produce, but he could be a bust. And I was wrong. You know, I shouldn't have done that to CJ. If you ever hear this, CJ, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. You're playing great. And honestly, you're out there winning folks money. And that's what we do here, folks, okay? If you didn't know, we're over here winning money. We want you to win money, too. And we want you to win your fantasy league because that's money, too. And that's what we do. That we're here to help for anybody and you know, you old school dudes, you've been in the game a while, you might be able to pick up something. You new guys, you better listen because
you're gonna pick up a bunch.
Yeah, there's
because we all some old school guys. Yeah. that's how it goes.
But I think
we're
really,
still cool though.
Well, let's
with the Texans. Who are we starting on our fantasy league?
I think Nico Collins is the only wide receiver really we're starting. Tank Dell, I think we're benching him right now. He's put up a couple bad fantasy weeks. What about Price or Pierce?
Is he back?
He's back.
Yeah,
he's back.
Okay.
Are we starting him?
You know what? I would because the Panthers they haven't shown. They haven't shown much fight, and really, they might even be tanking.
Well,
I don't know if they're tanking on purpose, but, you know, everybody wants a –
It's kind of one of those things. I've seen Singletary kind of break into his carries. So I see it more as a 50-50 carries, 50-50 share. So, are we starting him with confidence as a RB2?
I don't know. It's a tough call.
Maybe not an RB2, but I would see him as a flex play.
Because I think Singletary's coming up in that backfield.
Yeah, I'm thinking bench Singletary this week. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see if it continues because I think beyond this, you're looking at a 1-2 punch out of that backfield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So other than that, I think you got Nico Collins. I think start C.J. Stroud in this game.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
I'm feeling C.J. Stroud.
Well, you know what? Let's just bump it on that. Let's just keep moving on. And the next game on my list, folks, is the Rams at the Cowboys.
I like this game.
And yeah, this is one of those games. And I just,
I don't lock games.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
don't. But I want to lock this one.
You gonna lock it?
I'm locking the Rams.
Are you gonna pop and lock?
Uh-oh.
I'm locking the Rams in this game.
Oh.
Cowboys
Nation. Where you at?
The Cowboys are so overrated right now. Dak Prescott is not the answer. Tony Pollard is not the answer at running back. Right now, I'm selling Tony Pollard right now with 96 yards, 370 rushing. He's only got 2 touchdowns on the season. He was drafted in the second round. We're not having that right now. The Rams' passing game is by far one of the best. You have Stafford right now in the top 5 at quarterbacks right now in fantasy football, probably in overall NFL football. We're looking at Puka. We got Cooper. We got Cooper Kupp back.
Atwell.
Atwell. There we go. Dude, hey, I was going to give y'all love, Louisville wise. He has a 3-headed monster right now that can't drop the ball.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys defense, Stafford getting that ball out right now, Georgia boy, that man's getting it out.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, I ain't giving you,
know
love
what's
like
coming,
that again.
Right?
I ain't giving you
not for me, but you're getting a message on YouTube from Brett over this one.
Oh,
you're getting a message from Brett over this one. He's gonna say, why are you gonna do my boys like that?
I've been getting messages.
Talk about the boys like that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They're gonna beat the Rams. I mean, it's the defense. We got
Look.
Dak Prescott and C.D. Lamb.
Rams got 4 losses right now, and 2 of them are blamed on their kicker, in which they addressed that this week and got rid of
Yes.
He
or
gone.
Modher, which came
Yeah.
from the Cowboys.
Right.
Okay, so they're going to get back on track, but let's hear about those injuries.
There is none on either side.
And
the
that's
hell?
why the
so
Rams are
there's
going to
no
win.
excuses.
There we go, boys. All right, I'm done. I'm done rambling.
You know what? I can see. I can see where Brian's coming from. The problem with that is we're going down to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the stadium.
Jerry World.
Nobody likes to beat the Cowboys more than when Jerry's sitting right there watching, just staring at him. The man ain't jumping.
Sean McVay can put it together, but the Cowboys can too at times. And this, to me, just seems like a game I'm going to stay away from. I don't know that I would put this in a parlay. The Cowboys, I feel like they should win, giving the talent and the defense of the Cowboys, even though Diggs is out. Micah Parsons can disrupt a ball game. And really, it depends on if the Rams can move the ball. If the Rams score 21, 24 points, I think they can win this game.
Honey, the Rams are going to make Micah Parsons run his ass off.
And
Yeah,
that's
well,
it.
I like
I
Matt
like
Stafford.
the quick release of Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford is as healthy as he can be right now. And it's kind of like you said. I mean, the Rams before this, like, I had no faith in you when you told me at the beginning of the season that the Rams were going to get it together. I see it.
Yeah,
You have changed my mind.
there's too much talent.
It
Yeah.
is, and it all comes to coaching.
Sean McVay. he's the
Sean
man, yeah.
McVay can make anything work. He can make any running back work, and with a healthy Matthew Stafford, that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
So
And shout out to the football mom real quick. Yes, the coach puts it together. You still have to have some people out there to execute. They got to get the
right.
job done. And when you ever watch a coach on the sideline and they're just red-faced, screaming and yelling, you know why? It's because the players did not run the play the way he designed it, the way he told them, and the way he coached them. And they get upset because it's like, that was a touchdown. You didn't throw it to the right guy, or you didn't make the
Exactly.
right read, or you missed your block, or you know, and that's what gets the coaches hot. And when it comes to coaches, yes, Sean McVay has the advantage there for sure. But when it comes to defense, holla if you hear me. When it comes to defense, I think the Cowboys have the advantage. And this game just seems to me I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to stay away from it when I'm on my bets. Tonight, you're asking me to pick. I'll take the boys.
all right, what do you got, Dustin?
Rams.
I got the boys too, man. I'm gonna split the room in half here.
Hey,
They're both really good. Both of them are really good against the spread. Cowboys are 4-2. The Rams are 4-2-1. Cowboys are coming off a bye. It's at home. I think that defense and there is an injury for the Rams. Kyron Williams. He hasn't played in
Yeah.
Several weeks.
I know
He's
it's not a
an
new
IR,
injury,
though.
but
It is, yeah.
but I think the Rams' lack of running game is what
I think Henderson coming in last week kind of gave them a spark. They did, and Royce Freeman. But I mean, they don't even need
Royce
the running
Freeman,
game.
dust off your jersey. Time to get in the game.
It's it, but I just do not
Sounds like
see this
excuses for the
It's
Rams to
nothing
me.
about the Cowboys' defense. I'm talking about the offense.
Hey, boys, let's put a pin in it real quick.
All right,
Hey, is our producer asleep?
wake
Is
up,
our
brother.
producer sleep over there?
he is.
He was gone. That man was out.
No, but anyway, the Rams do have firepower, and I think they can put it together. But I just don't know if I'm going to stay away from it. My parlay, I think you should too. But if you're asking me to pick, I think Dallas can get it done at home in Jerry World.
Yeah, I'd look
There we
money
go.
line.
I don't, because I don't think Parsons going to be able to keep up with all them three powers on the other side.
I think we got a 2-2 right here.
So,
let's
let
move
me
on.
ask you, Brian.
What?
If you were building a weekly lineup, or you had one of these players on your team, and I'm not talking about the CD Lambs. I'm talking about who's your big flex play this week in this game.
Big flex play. I mean, we're all starting Puka. We're all starting Atwell. Or
Yeah.
I mean,
2-2.
2-2 right now. I think everybody's so worried about Puka They're worried about Cooper Kupp. That Atwell's just running
He's
out
usually
there.
there just help for the home run.
The man's just running out there, and I think he's returning punts, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to get a double-headed monster.
Yeah, I haven't veered away from him
So,
on
now, what
daily
about
fantasy.
tight end wise with Higbee and Ferguson? Do you think either one of those have a?
I think they're benchable right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
think
That's
Ferguson was he had a little stretch there for a couple games.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh,
But
shit, we got a new tight end.
I think Dak's so worried about stretching the field, making Jerry happy that he ain't looking to dump it down. So I think that's kind of how
You
it
don't
goes.
bite the hand that feeds you.
But he does.
Well, Henderson, I think flex play this week.
I think you go Henderson on this week.
Okay. Well,
I
now,
think you're
what
gonna-
about Brandon Cooks? Does he?
Nah,
I dropped him weeks ago and haven't felt bad. I haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, and
damn.
honestly, I think you're benching the Cowboys defense this week. I would
I'm in
really
that
go a
predicament.
different. I would go a different direction. Just I think the Rams offense, they can really put up points and they can put them up quick. You're going to find that out quick in the second half.
Yeah.
Or the first and second quarter. They kind of shy away in the second half, but that's where your field goals come in. Maher, where are you at, bro?
He don't
Put me
know
in the
yet.
game.
Yeah, we're yelling at kickers tonight, boys.
Yeah,
So
you got
I-
fired for a reason.
I think that's going to push us right to our next game, which is the Vikings are going to head up to Green Bay in the middle of nowhere
And
and
I'm-
play some foosball.
I'm hoping I got this wrong, but on mine, I've got Green Bay as a -1 right now.
Yeah, I got
Well,
Vikings minus
That
one.
means if Green Bay's -1 at home, then that means that the Vikings are the favorite.
Blitz too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Or yeah. But I don't even see it being that close.
Well, the Vikings have some issues, but if you watch the game, they
I
didn't,
wanna
you
hear-
couldn't tell them.
I want to hear a little bit about this love that I heard earlier.
Well, we're not going to get into that just yet. What I
But
want to
do
hear
you got
about,
it though?
what I want to hear about is the injury report for this game.
All right, we got Christian Watson dealing with a knee injury. X-rays did come back clean, but he's dealing with a lot of pain. So he could play week 8, but they're taking it day by day.
All right. So we're kind of going right off. I'm going to jump right into my sell and my buy. Okay, I'm buying Romeo Dobbs. You got Christian Watson probably going to be out for a little bit.
Yep.
You know, he's going to nurse that shit. He's going to milk it. So I'm buying him. I'm buying Cam Akers. Cam Akers, week by week, is really getting into this Vikings
I've
offense.
been waiting patiently.
And I mean, I've actually heard the commentators, and if the shit's scripted,
yeah.
they already know.
Yeah.
So that, and I'm selling Alexander Madison because I mean, if we look at it,
Yeah.
it's getting flipped, right? Right now, you might be able to get a little bit out of him. Probably not much. You're probably stuck with him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I see Cam Akers really taking over this backfield.
I've held on to him. I've still got him.
Oh, dude, I have, and I've got a couple leagues right now where I'm just like, God, I need something,
any day
just
now.
something.
Come on,
And he really showed against the Niners. And
Yeah.
I think if you pick and choose where you run against the Niners, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Cam Akers found that, and he found a couple receptions too.
Yeah, and I like this. Actually, I wanted to lock it in, but I chose not to. But you know what, fellas? Sometimes you got to fly by the seat of your pants. Let's lock it in. Can we lock it in?
Yeah, the more I
I'm
look
locking
at
with
us-
you.
And
I'm
listen,
locking with you on this
lock
one.
The thing about the Vikings, yes, Jefferson's out. Yes, they have issues. Okay, but who doesn't? The problem is for me is the Packers. I'm actually in this game. I'm locking it in because I'm betting against the Packers. The Packers have averaged 4.3 points in the first half. Okay. Love does not throw the ball well over 10 yards. His passer rating over 10 yards is 64, y'all. 64. And I hate to say it because I love people. I want to see them do well and make money and all that. But and I don't normally say this stuff, but Jordan Love, you suck, bro.
Damn, he's locking it. Double lock.
Oh,
Packers
boy.
fans, I'm sorry, but hey, the truth hurts.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to smile at the producer on that one. We probably going to have a meeting later. I said something I wasn't supposed to.
That's it. But dude, all you're saying is the truth, and I think we can all agree on this one right now. I'm on the 42.5. Is that what y'all got?
Yeah.
I'm definitely not going over on that. because I see a lot of this coming from the Vikings. The Vikings all the way. I see the Vikings just ripping this game apart.
Brian,
And if
I've
they
already
play like
I've
they
locked
did
it in,
last
Brian.
week.
Yeah.
I know,
mean,
but I think
once
we
it's
can.
locked in, we know us. I mean,
But I think we can. This is the only game I think we can actually agree on right
We've all
now.
3 locks. So
We're locked
I
in,
see
yeah,
where you're going.
together.
Okay.
I'll tell you what's going to happen.
All right, tell
Packers
us.
win. No, I'm joking. I'm locking it in. I'm locking it in too with the Vikings. They just got the better all-around team, and they got that weird thing going on now. You usually see it in the NBA, like say a superstar has to miss a week or two, and then they just start playing better.
That's
Dude,
it. Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
I mean, people say he came out of nowhere, but the man's got 3 touchdowns 2 weeks.
us fantasy nerds knew he just needed the
Get
time.
that man a contract.
Yeah, dude. Packers are coming off a 3-game losing streak. They got shut out in the first half and lost to Denver.
Aaron Jones ain't helping matters, but if you can trade for him, I would probably grab him.
Yeah. So Aaron Jones, do we feel like he's a strong play?
He is. I'd say he's still a running back
Yeah,
number 2.
yeah.
Dylan, I wouldn't even put Dylan as a flex right
What
now.
about Christian Watson? I mean, they're going to have to throw the ball. The Vikings
But,
defense isn't that
he's-
good.
But
might not play.
Yeah, he's kind of gipping it out. I would probably
Well,
go.
that would bump Romeo Dobbs up into a flex, wouldn't it?
Which actually missed it when you went out to use the bathroom. I was buying. No, I'm just saying I was buying Romeo Dobbs. I'm buying him
Okay.
right now because I see Christian Watson right now. This is his second time being out.
KJ Osborne's a play this week.
Dude's
I think.
going to be just babying it all year. He's going
Right.
to milk that shit. So let's go Romeo Dobbs right now all the way.
Okay, well, then that finishes up our flex plays, I think, from that game because it's like I don't know what the over/under was. Did we go over that? Because that might be.
I'm going under on it. I got
yeah.
42.5 right
Yeah.
now.
It looks like an under game, and I don't see much out of the Packers' offense until they prove me otherwise. I'm not going to expect much. Okay. Before we move to the next game, I want to check in with our producer. You alive over there?
Yes, sir.
You need a drink or something?
No,
You want a hot dog or?
hot dog.
Yeah, you
Dude,
know
that
what
Bojangles
No,
put
he's
him out,
got
bro.
chicken, baby.
So bro done had some Bojangles. He got that belly full. He's done.
All right.
So
Well, I'm gonna. There's
As
a
Clayton
game
would
that I've
say.
been wanting to talk about, and it's in the 4:30. I don't know if it's in the right place or not, but listen, if your list doesn't line up with mine, I'm sorry. But
what time?
we're going with the Ravens are going down to
Hang
Arizona
on.
against the Cardinals.
Hang on, bro. We still got 2 1:00 games.
Oh, we're not out of the 1 o'clock?
No, sir. Well, let's.
Oh, okay. I
let's
marked it
go
in the
with
wrong
the-
place in my notes.
That's it. Let's go with the Eagles in Washington.
No, no, wait. Before we do that, I have the Saints and Colts.
All right, we'll go that first.
Saints and Colts as the Eagles Commanders last game, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Look, guy. Yeah, some things get past the goalkeeper. I made my arrow in my notes in the wrong spot. For some reason, I had the Ravens up in the 1 o'clock area.
He's wanting to watch Lamar so bad he can't stand it. This guy.
He can't wait.
Hey, bro, he ain't no Tua, but let's get on to this
Oh,
Colts
easy.
game. All right.
I tell you what, I would give me Lamar if I'm starting a team all day over Tua.
All right, well, let's go with this Colts game. Like, if I'm selling or I'm buying a player off these teams, I'm selling Zach Moss right now. The man still got 18 carries last week, but we're going to see that dwindle away, right?
Yeah, because Taylor's coming. He's
Taylor-
actually in game shape now, and he's starting to do something.
Like that, and Taylor looked amazing last week against
Mm-hmm.
that stout Cleveland defense, which I'm going to call it right now the #1 overall defense in the league, Cleveland Browns.
They've been playing well, except for against Mr. Mustache. So Gardner Minshew.
That's it. So I mean, I'm
one
selling.
point
Let me drop.
spread.
Hey, you know what? The Browns been playing good all year. They haven't given up any points. No 400 game. Except for Gardner Minshew dropped 38 on him. I don't
Hey,
know how
Mama.
that happens.
Hey, Mom, what do you call Gardner Minshew?
Mustache.
That's mustache.
Mustache, man.
That's what Mama calls him on Sundays. But I'm selling Zach Moss right now. He has 114 carries, 323 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So the man right now, he has value.
Yeah, and we
But
really
you better hurry.
When you come
You
to
better.
fantasy wise, we really like Kamara. Michael Thomas gonna get you 10 at least.
Which actually brings me to my next one. Buy Kamara. The man has played, 4 games?
It-
35
now,
receptions.
It depends.
30.
The problem is
receptions.
that with his numbers over the last few weeks, whoever had him on their team is going to say, hey, you know what? I don't know if I want to trade this guy. He's actually been trending the right way, and I don't know that the value is going to be there. If you can sucker a guy, you got somebody not paying attention, maybe they have too many running backs. Yeah, I think you can. Kamara is a heck of a pickup. And I think you at that rate you could get them at a good value.
I think it's. I mean, if you look at 35 receptions, you break that down 4 games, you're looking at 7 to 8 receptions a game. You don't get that out of a lot of wide receivers.
No.
Well, but let me bust y'all's bubble a little bit here.
Here we go.
You do it. Let's
Alvin
hear from the football.
Kamara is dealing with an illness, and his play is unknown for this week.
So they're telling us right now that he's a little under the weather. He might have had a fever, but the man ain't going to miss the game. This is the Colts, right?
He scored 6 touchdowns in one game.
He did.
Not the whole season in one game.
One game.
Right.
One
I
game.
remember that
Yeah,
game.
I had the man, and I was loving it. So
And really, this game, it's going to be one of those games where I think it's going to be a dogfight. But I've told you before, and I'm going to say it again, the Saints' defense is good. If the Saints win, and on the strength of their defense, they've done it a few times in a row. Lattimore's going to lock down the people. Pittman, I don't know if he's a strong player this week as he used to be, because Lattimore, he just has a way of shutting people down.
But what about Josh Downs? He's poured it
Oh,
on for the
listen,
last 2
Downs-
weeks.
listen to
Okay,
Mom. Listen to
Now,
Mom.
Downs would be the play this week from the Colts just because Lattimore is locking down Pittman. Pittman might get a catch or two for 30 yards, but that's it.
But which Lattimore does go side to side. He's going to follow that number 1 receiver to where a lot of your lockdown corners are going to stay on one side and actually focus on that. But
Lattimore's top 4, baby, maybe top 3, to be honest.
Dude, I 100% agree with that. And I do agree with Downs, too. I think Downs is stepping up, but
I think Taylor's actually earned a flex play. And really, I don't know about Chris Olave.
Chris Olave, I heard the man speeds. Did y'all hear that?
He did. Oh,
The man goes
Yeah.
75 into 35, which I don't think it's going to reflect his
Yeah.
play this week. I just
No.
wish he run that fast on the field.
He ain't been,
But,
playing, he ain't been playing that Grand Theft Auto.
He has, but I see a big running game in this. I see running on each side of the ball.
yeah.
You got the 43.5 points. I'm going under on this game. What do you got, Dustin?
Oh, yeah. Saints, offense has been going downhill. Carr's complaining out loud. You see him yelling at people, his
Yep.
receivers. Not a good look. The Saints are 1-5 against the spread. 6 of their last 7 games have gone under. I don't know, man. Colts, I think they got robbed last week, and they put up some numbers against badass Browns defense.
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
move the ball, and that's what's scary about this game, and that's why I would tell you guys just stay away from it. Just stay away from it. I'm not willing to lock in the Saints. I do pick the Saints to win, but I don't feel so strongly that I'm willing to lock it in because the Colts have been they've been streaky.
I think that's why,
they-
Mama, I'm picking Mustache.
They've
I'm
been-
I'm taking Mustache at home. I'm going under on this game, but I think it's a close game.
Yeah,
I'd stay
Saints
away.
can't cover a spread. I don't care if it's 1 point. Yeah, I'm going. Give me the Colts at home +1 and take the under on this game.
All right.
Y'all heard it
Now
first.
that's going to move us down. We're going to the battle, inter-division battle
right.
against Philadelphia in the Washington Commanders.
The-
To call it Redskins.
The Kryptonite. Okay, here we go. Philly last year started out, 11-0.
Yep.
Okay, here comes the Commanders into their home stadium, just embarrasses them. I see it again.
Oh.
Is anybody with me?
Oh, my man.
No.
Dude, I'm not
My
scared of
man.
it.
Do I feel any love
My
on this
man.
I'm not
Oh.
scared
No,
of
see
it.
this.
because you got Sam Howell on the other side, dude.
one? All right. Sam Howell, though, if you look at all those drives last week, and you look at all these drives throughout the year, Sam Howell's getting them in the red zone. He's figuring it out. First year, give the man some love. All the thing they need to do is Ron Rivera needs to just – we are a running team. Let's run the ball first, throw the ball second, right?
I have my biggest problem with the Commanders right now is they are one of 2 teams that I think next year they just need a new coach.
They do.
Yeah.
100%.
And the thing is there's too much talent on this
They got
team
talent, yeah.
for them not to be able to score points and win games. And I don't like the way they're playing. I don't trust their offense. I used to trust their defense, but now, it's hard to even say that. I think the Eagles are going to do what the Eagles do, and they're just going to play too physical, and I don't think Washington's going to keep up.
I think they're going to try to play physical, but I see it right now as they're going to run the ball. and they're going to run it so much to where I hope to God that Ron Rivera has figured out that we're going to have to run the ball in this game.
Now, Brian, I will say
Come
one
at me.
thing. I am picking the Eagles,
You go ahead.
but I did not lock it in.
I wouldn't lock this
I
game
did
in.
not lock it in.
Nah, and I hope Mama ain't locking it over there.
No, your mom's
Pop
popping
dropping.
and
Mom
locking.
is
No.
locking and dropping it all, baby. I have faith in my Eagles. They
Yeah.
will fly, fly, fly.
So, Dustin, when you're looking at this game from a gambler's standpoint, we'll say, and you're saying, hey, I need to build my parlay or I've got to find some juice from somewhere. Can you find it in this game?
I think so. Even though it's a crazy rival game, Commanders are 3-4 against the spread. The Eagles are really good against the spread at 4-2, 4-2-1. They tied one. The Commanders gave up 6 sacks last week against the Giants.
They did. Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is kind of what happened to the Eagles. Little bit too much power on the O line and the D line. I think the Eagles are just a little bit too much for the Commanders. I do like the Commanders in the future. Fire the coach.
Yeah,
Years from
they
now,
have
they're good.
talent.
So I'm gonna say if you want to build up that parlay a bit, I say take the Eagles -6.5.
Boys, did we check in with the football mom?
Did we?
No.
I
You
think
guys
we
ignored
need
me today.
Before
We
we
need
start
to.
this, I just want to say the Eagles exerted too much energy last week in the win against the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
They had-
Man.
All right, go,
And
Mom. Go
Jalen
ahead. Go
even
ahead. Go
got
ahead.
hurt too.
Guy over here.
In the third quarter, he had a little bit of knee injury. He wore a brace throughout the last quarter, but he said it will not sideline him.
Suck
at
it up,
all.
Buttercup.
He is. That's it.
All right, here we go.
And then on the other side, we got Curtis Samuels dealing with a foot injury, and his status for Sunday is unknown.
You better hope that man don't play.
Oh, you got scary, Terry. What you
Well,
gotta
here we
worry
go. Here we
about?
go. And let's see a little Johan Dotson. I mean, I don't think we're starting him right now. We're all waiting to
Yeah,
see
I've
when
been
he is
waiting
going to
too
come out.
long.
And I think we're all really stuck right there. But I think Curtis Samuels right now, if he plays, we're starting him. Not with confidence, but we're throwing him in the flex. Scary Terry, we're definitely starting as a wide receiver too. Brian Robinson Jr., how do you feel about him, Dustin?
I think it'll be tough sledding. I think if you got him, you're probably going to start him though. But I don't know. I don't see him busting off too big.
I
of a
don't
day
either.
today.
Not with our defense, baby.
Hey, Mom, be quiet.
I would love to pull out the stats of this game, but for some reason, I'm using the football mom's computer this week, and I cannot get the passcode in. But either way, I don't think it matters. I mean, this is Eagles Commanders. Do we have to think about this?
There's one stat line. Washington by 10.
Oh,
You've lost it, baby.
this guy over
He's going
here.
alternate spread.
I tell you what, if our producer had a mic right now, he would agree with me.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Probably not.
Listen, our producer Travis knows a heavyweight fighter when he sees one, and this is a true heavyweight going against what you know what? Let's call him a young and up and comer.
Well,
I think that the Commanders have pieces. They have some players on the young and the defensive guys. They just don't seem to be putting the same pressure on that they did last year. I don't know what it is. That's probably their play calling. I'm guessing. Maybe their coaching. The thing is these guys, they're professionals. If you have to coach them up and get them fired up for a game, they're not really ready. They're not professionals.
Let me be
But
honest. It's probably just
the
a
confidence of the play calling. When you know that your coach is calling a good game, you're going to play harder. When you know your coach is not calling a good game, you're like, here we go again. That's 32 trap up the gut. You know what I mean? It's just the same thing over and over. And I feel like the coaching staff may have lost the locker room a little bit on this one.
Let's just be honest. It's probably just a Dolphins fan who got his ass handed to him last week, and he's looking for a little revenge.
Salty.
And the man's hoping Washington can do it.
Salty.
Commanders
do
only
not,
lost by 3 last time they played each other.
guys, do not listen to me on this one. Go with Dave and
It
Dustin.
is a matchup.
And your mama.
Daddy's a little salty. Okay,
It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest matchup for the Eagles. The Commanders do know how to play physical a little bit. I just don't think they're strong enough. I don't think they're physical enough. And to be honest, I'm ready to just move on. Let's
go.
wash our
Let's do it.
hands with
Let's
this
do
one. Are we out of the 1 o'clocks?
We're in
Finally.
fours.
Okay.
Yeah. Give us the Ravens.
All right, here we go. Let's go with the Ravens are going down to Arizona to face the Cardinals. And I know what y'all think. I think the same thing. But before we think what we think and tell everybody, let's find out what the football mama has to say.
Give it to us.
All right. The only thing I got to say is Kyler Murray has been able to practice full this week, but his debut is set for November the 12th.
All right, and that brings me to my point. I've got a buy and a pickup, which is the pickup's Kyler Murray. For all you guys who's got Brock Purdy in your leagues, okay, go out there, go out there and grab you a Kyler Murray because they have nothing else. They don't have a running game right now. Connor's on IR, so I mean, all they have to do is throw the ball. But I am buying Zay Flowers.
Okay.
So
Okay, I agree.
I think right now he's got 39 receptions, 442 yards, 1 touchdown. That's really Lamar's only target other than Mark Andrews. So
Yeah. And now, Dustin, I'm a gambler. I'm looking for some juice. Can I find it here?
Yes, you can. Arizona, they've lost their last 4. They're 0-4 against the spread. Terrible. The Ravens are 5-2 against the spread. So I think you can lock in taking the Ravens -8.5.
are we locking it up?
I didn't even get to that part, but
If
that
you want to, I was
is-
just throwing here's
no,
some keys if
that
you need to lock
is
something up.
Jangle those keys because we're gonna lock it in. Let me tell you something. The Ravens are 16-1 against the NFC. Guess where Arizona plays? The NFC. This week they'll be 17-1 because when you face Lamar Jackson for the first time, you don't know the fucking storm you just walked into.
Ask my boy Dan
Okay.
Campbell.
And yes, one of us just dropped the F-bomb. I'm not going to point fingers, but it was one of us. Okay, we don't need to do that. Producers over there hot, I can see it. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't think you don't even have to look at this game. We're gonna lock it in. Forget about it. It's over. And the Cardinals, do they even have a play? Do the Cardinals even have a play here?
I'm starting Hollywood Brown just because
you're down and
garbage time. You're gonna get some production out of him. Other than that, you're not starting nothing. You're starting Baltimore. Zay Flowers, you're starting.
Yeah, I think Gus Edwards really stepped it up last week. I know he did have the one catch for 80 yards.
But Hill breaks into his production so bad.
It's tough. Yeah, if you're
It's
an
really
RB0 guy,
hard.
you might have Gus Edwards
Well,
like I do, but I don't know.
But I think
problem-
on a no bye week right now, you're not starting Gus.
Yeah.
The problem with that, once you get in real close, the Ravens, if Lamar doesn't run it, he's giving it to Gus, the bus. And Gus the bus, I'm telling you right now, he's going to score you 15 in fantasy this week. I would lock that in.
I would
Now-
love to say that, but Mom, what is Lamar? Mom,
He is a fame whore.
there you go.
easy.
And
Same whore. He spreads
inside
that
the
puppy
red
around
zone,
all day.
inside the red zone, Lamar's looking to. He's numero uno. He's looking to run that ball in. So that's why I'm benching Gus Edwards this week, for the simple fact that there's no other teams on buys right now, so you probably have better options. If you don't, my bad.
And the thing is, I think, what Brian is saying has some validity. But what it really comes down to is you want to make money, and we do too. This is one of those games. Lock in the Ravens, build your parlay. This is as lock gets. The Ravens are too tough for the Cardinals. They have a top 3 offense or defense. I mean, in the top 4 offense. You know, they know how to put it together. They're one of the big boys. They're a heavyweight fighter, and I do believe the Ravens are headed toward the Super Bowl. Not saying they'll get there. I do like them, but they're heading that direction.
Bro, they got to go through the Dolphins first.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The Cardinals are heading towards Caleb Williams.
They are. 100%.
The Ravens are headed towards the Super Bowl.
Let's
You
hope
know,
Kyler
so
Murray's
let's-
heading out of town because the trade deadline's coming up.
Well, maybe. And really, the Cardinals would be smart to go ahead and do that because they could probably get something for Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
and,
they'll be paying for it, though.
Kyler Murray to
and
the
I
Jets.
think it's time to move on. You could at least, I could see a first and possibly a second round pick for Kyler Murray right now. Some
Right
teams
now, you
are
would probably have
desperate
to
out
give
here.
it to him. Yeah.
So that's going to push us on down, and we're going to hit up. We're going to go to the Browns. Are going all the way across the country to the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks have been playing well on defense. Geno Smith hasn't been playing well of late, but that could change. Let's check in with the football mom and find out about these injuries.
We have a lot of them too. On the Browns side, let's go with Deshaun Watson first. He's got a subcapulous strain to that rotator cuff. He's dealing with a lot of pain, so he's basically going to be week to week. Most likely won't play.
No loss.
Yeah. Then you got Jerome Ford, who's got a low-grade high ankle sprain, and he is staged to miss 1 to 2 weeks. But then you got Kareem Hunt, who's dealing with a thigh injury, but if he plays, it'll remain to be seen here. So I don't know what's going to happen on that side of the ball.
Yeah, this is a tough one. And listen, folks, I have it as a stay-away game. Seattle is struggling on offense. The Browns' defense is looking good. I mean, the Browns' defense is a little bit scary, and that's why I might stay away from this game. If you're asking for my pick, I will take Seattle at home. Brian, what do you have?
I mean, I've got Seattle at home, but I'm staying away from this game. It's 38. That's the spread. I'm going under on this game. There's not too much in this game. You're looking at the Browns defense against a struggling quarterback.
PJ
right now.
Walker's been playing well, and Watson's he's being a little well, I don't want to say it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got in my notes right here.
But,
PJ Walker, greater sign Watson.
Exactly. So I mean, they really don't have a quarterback right now. So with Jerome Ford probably being out, Kareem Hunt being banged up, you have Strong Jr., which has not really done much. We haven't really saw a big dose of him. We don't know what to expect. So we need a strong running game behind this Browns offensive line, which is a top 3. I don't know how well he's going to do, but I do know one good player, which is Walker. Walker coming from Seattle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Walker,
Ken Walker, not PJ.
No, Ken Walker right now. He is my buy guy right now. Right now, he is going to be probably in the first round of all fantasy drafts next year. He's got 109 carries for 450 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, you know Pete Carroll's giving him the rock too.
Mm-hmm.
They depend on this guy, right?
Yeah,
and he delivers.
If he stays healthy.
The man delivers, though.
He has. So
the
far,
man
keep
delivers.
Fingers crossed.
So I mean, if you go to Seattle right now, you're going to get a big dose of Walker. And dude, I want to say the Browns can handle him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. God, they gave up. I don't know. We've been toting the Browns defense all year, and they just let Gardner Minshew, Mustache, and them drop 38.
Other than that game, though,
yeah,
they have been playing lights out.
But I mean, Zach Moss, Taylor, both of them exposed them.
And Browns going across the country too. This is
That's it.
I don't know. Seattle's they're good 4-2 against the spread.
It's 12th guy, and I think
Seattle.
I'm taking Seattle 100%.
I feel like,
but I feel like this would be. I don't know. I'd probably avoid this game.
Yeah,
I would.
I feel like it's going to be super close.
I mean, if I have to pick somebody, I'm taking Seattle, but I would avoid this game at all costs. This is probably the most
Seahawks
even.
defense feeds off of Pete Carroll's energy, and they are going to come through this week. I don't feel strong enough to lock it in, but I do like Seattle in this game. Now, DK is coming back.
No.
He's not.
So
Most
we're looking
likely
at
not.
we're looking
Bobo.
at
He's
We're-
still dealing
Bobo.
with that.
Yeah, Bobo lit it up, boys.
He's questionable, and it's going to be considered
So
a
we're-
game time decision.
so we're looking at Bobo and
Lockett.
Smith
Lockett.
and Jigba.
yeah,
yeah.
Okay, now that guy really came out last week,
yeah.
and I actually picked him up in one league. I started him, not with confidence, but after the game was over,
Yeah.
you know, hey,
Yeah,
he's there.
And really, I was going to lock this game in for the Seahawks, but not knowing if DK plays and some of the and Geno Smith without DK, boy, he's been struggling, So I feel like this is a stay away game, but you want to watch it because if DK plays, Seattle does have a chance to be right in the lock conversation when you're building your parlay. I would think about it really strong. I might avoid it. I do have it as one of the games that I would lock in if DK plays, but I think he's that kind of difference maker when he catch. A lot of his production comes after the catch. He's a big play guy, and without DK, Lockett's getting older, and the rookie, he did have a decent game last week, but I just don't know if he can keep that train rolling. So maybe we stay away from it, but it's a borderline. If you're on the fringe and you really just need to get more value out of your parlay, you might think about Seattle. And honestly, besides Cooper, and if Hunt goes, I might look at him. Ford, as you were saying, not Ford, Strong.
Yeah.
I don't know that he earns a flex play because Seattle's defense, they come to play. They're tough. On the Seattle side of the ball, I feel like you can definitely start with not full confidence, but you can start
Walker.
Because he does get the touches. He does play well, but we're talking about Stingy Brown's defense. So
I think you're looking at volume of carries. Oh, he's going to get so many carries. Where I think he is relevant just because of that.
Yeah, and Dustin, do you have the over-under on this one?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on.
This game looks to me, it smells like an under.
It's 38
kind of
right
game.
now. It's 38 under.
So Vegas looks as an under game too. That's the problem.
And that's low. That's 38.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a sub 40 on the over under, it's a low scoring game. I don't see a lot of points this one, but I will say I do kind of like the over. I think P.J. Brown to Amari Cooper hook up, and if DK plays, that's another story.
I think Lockett's got a home run in him in this game.
Yeah, and Lockett, he's getting older for sure, but he does still have some explosiveness, and it could happen. But the Browns, they can cover on the backside, and they know how to bring the pressure to Geno, and Geno has been struggling. But I think a lot of that struggle has to do with not having DK readily available, So that actually, we're going to bump it on down to I think is the last 4 o'clock game, which is the Chiefs. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. The Chiefs and the Broncos.
This might be the number one lock of the week.
Are you locking the Chiefs?
No, I'm going to let you have this one first. But do you want to hear injuries or you want to lock it?
Yeah, let's hear the injury report.
We could just skip everything on this game.
We don't have injuries on either side.
All right.
okay.
Dave, take over because we're going to agree.
Well, I feel like the Chiefs will dismantle the Broncos. And if Taylor Swift is in the building, it is a lock, boys. It is a lock.
Whatever's receiving yards over.
Take the Chiefs and the points. And if you're scared money don't make money. But if you're scared, take the money line, okay? But the Chiefs will win. And if Taylor Swift is there, they will really win because, listen, you can't tell me,
bro,
that if you're playing a game or maybe you're doing a podcast and your lady calls and says, hey, I'm listening, you're going to perk it up a little bit. You're going to perk it up a little bit.
You're going to make it look a little better.
He told her to come to any game she wanted to.
I know. You know why? Because he knows that man at 34 years old or whatever is trying to impress the most popular woman on the planet, and he's been doing it. I mean, except he had 1 touchdown the first game, but every game. I mean, with Taylor Swift is in the building, Kelsey's numbers go up.
Yeah, those first-round Kelsey dudes are like, I told you.
You cannot argue with the numbers, okay? It's a math game, baby, and some of us got it.
The man done sold his house, bought a $6.6 million home just to keep the paparazzi away. But let's go into the real part of this. Okay, we're buying right now Isaiah Pacheco, right? 100 carries, 419 yards, 3 touchdowns.
It's 4 yards to carry if you're not.
Yeah, really look at his last 3 games. He's a man on the move. He
is.
Up.
I mean, that is all they really have in the backfield right now. That's really it.
I got a buy for you.
Who's that?
Rice, wide receiver for the Chiefs.
I like that.
Dude, I think he's becoming an actual. You know how you'll turn on the games like, oh, Mahomes is thrown to 9 different people. And,
that's it.
But I think Rice is starting to separate himself.
Rice is
preseason in your mind, you're thinking, Tony.
Yeah,
Kadarius Toney is this guy.
And that and Ross.
But in reality, when you watch it, and it may be Sky Moore.
Yeah.
But when you watch it, it's like,
I think
Rice is
getting some looks.
Rice is the
Rice
most
and
reliable.
Hardman, I think, are going to be the 2 guys.
Hardman is the dark
There's 2
horse.
things that come into play here. There's trust, okay, and then also there's the ability to get open.
Mahomes ain't Rodgers.
If you get open, Mahomes gonna get you. Okay, if if he trusts you, you'll get Travis Kelce numbers over time. But Travis Kelce and Mahomes been together a long time, and the reason why Mahomes gets a lot of those extra catches and yards is because when plays break down and Mahomes has to roll out, he has to buy time. I'm talking about after 3 seconds, maybe after 4 seconds. When you have to buy time, Kelce has an ability like no one else to find that open gap, knowing that Mahomes is looking for him. And I mean, every time a play breaks down, it's Kelce for 15 yards. You know, I mean, let's be honest. And and why would you not? I mean, that's what the Chiefs do. Andy Reid's too smart in this game, and I think you can go ahead and lock it in, folks. Chiefs will win. If you're looking at your parlay or your fantasy lineups, your weekly lineups, I do like Sutton in this game. I like Sutton that he's probably going to get you about 15.
Because they're going to be chucking. They're going to have to throw the ball.
If he'll get you 15. If you throw a touchdown in there, if that happens, and that's going to be around 22 or so. So Sutton, I think, is a good start this week because the Broncos will be behind and they're going to have to throw the ball.
I think we're at the point right now of Javonte Williams. I think we're benching him right now.
Yeah.
Just for the simple
I had
fact,
high hopes for him this year.
I did too, but I think the Chiefs have a defensive line that is just not going to allow it right now.
Yeah, because when Denver does run, it's right where Chris Jones is going to be.
Exactly, and Chris Jones is everywhere. So.
Yeah, and I tell you, Dustin, one bet I really like in this game is Travis Kelce. When you look at total receptions, he will get more than 6.5.
Yeah, he could probably hit that by halftime.
Especially if Taylor's in the building. Y'all keep an eye. You Tay-Tay fans out there.
Hey, my mom, let me hear about Tay-Tay. She is so
Y'all might want to skip this, I guess.
tired of hearing about her.
I'm so tired of hearing about the girl.
But
we're watching football. We don't give a shit who's in the box.
But Dave ain't lying. The man's production is up. It may be because his ankle's a little bit more healthy. But I'm going back right now to Isaiah Pacheco, okay? He is your most reliable right now. You probably drafted him in the 6th, 7th round. Okay, he's putting up 15, 24, 13, 15, 16. Okay, he is your most balanced running back right now. He's sitting at running back number 9.
He gets the carries too.
Right now. So I'm just throwing that out there right now. If you need a running back right now and you don't care to give up a little bit of wideout.
Yeah.
Right now, he's going to be reliable because they have no one else there that can tote the rock like him. And
Brian,
the man runs
let me
crazy.
ask you this, though. Does Williams on the other side, is he flex worthy?
No.
100%
right now. No Broncos player right now. Jerry Jeudy, I'm benching. I like your Cortland Sutton. But that's about it.
Yeah. Now, I would like Williams in this game if it was a close game. I just don't think it will be. No. The Broncos are going to have to throw the ball. They're not going to be looking for Williams.
Chiefs going to blow them up quick.
Yeah. Dude, I'll give y'all one quick thing. If you see that 7.5 and you're kind of scared of it, don't be.
No.
The Broncos are 1-5 and 1 against the spread. The Chiefs are 5-2 against the spread. I think they cover that 7.5.
That's pretty safe.
Yeah.
That's pretty safe.
So that's going to move us right along because we like to roll.
I like this one. Let's bring this one.
We're going to, the Bengals at the Niners. And this is tough sledding, boys. This is tough sledding.
But I'm going to call something before you even say it.
Go ahead.
Niners are going to drop 3 in a row.
Ooh, boy.
They're dropping
them injuries, bro.
3 in a row. Let's hear those injuries real quick because I have a big buy on this one.
We've got Brock Purdy, who's under concussion protocol, and he is doubtful for Week 8. Ugh. So who do you got to rely on? Sam Darnold.
Yeah. There we go. Old Sam the man's going to come in and save the day.
Did you say doubtful?
No.
He
got the doubtful? Oh.
All right. Is that it? Is that all we got?
Purdy
we
ain't
got
putting up 30
Deebo Samuels that has that hairline fracture to the shoulder. He'll be out till mid-November.
Which brings, is that it?
That's it.
All right. Which brings me to my biggest buy of the NFL right now, T. Higgins. T. Higgins has only put up 14 receptions, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's had one good game. Right now, you can buy him so cheap. The man is going to blow up. Buy him right now.
I hope
that
this is true.
That is it. Right now, he is the number 1 player in the NFL right now. He has so much upside to him. And in this game right now, Ward's going to look to rebound. But he ain't going to be able to do it.
Well, and Chase adds so much to that team, but his speed is next level. He keeps the safeties honest, and that really opens up Higgins for those underneath routes because Higgins is so sure-handed. He has the clean routes. You know, he's a big guy. And
Burrow's health's on the up and up.
Burrow's getting better, and this seems like
That's
a little bit of one of those trap games. And I'm not going to say it because I don't know.
Let's hear who's winning it, Dave.
I got weird takes on this now too.
Who's winning it, Dave?
I am not betting this game. This is a stay away game for me. But if you're asking me to pick one right now, I do like both coaches. I love Kyle Shanahan, and normally he would get the edge. But if Brock Purdy doesn't play and Debo's still out and Trent Williams,
You got to give it to the Bengals.
I'm gonna have to
It's
go
gonna be a
Bengals.
run game.
And
Too banged up, man.
the Bengals are they are playing better. Burrow and Chase connection has gotten strong. You know, they didn't start strong, but they're getting there. And some of you folks that were hating picking at Jamar Chase was so early, now you're starting to reap the benefits.
Oh, you're
and
loving
I
it.
think that's going to continue this week because they have no choice. They want to put it to the Niners. They want to let everybody in the world know that, hey, we are still ready for prime time. Okay, we didn't
are
start
relevant.
strong. We lost a lot of games early.
We
but
still
we're
have the best.
coming for you.
We have the best receiving
And
core.
the
That's what they want
Bengals,
to let
I'm
people
telling you
know.
right now, will snake in the playoffs, and I have them ranking right now at about 11. Okay, and they're trending the right direction. They're getting better. Their defense is looking better. Burrow's healthy and as long as Jamar Chase is there, I think the Bengals are going to play well. And really, when I'm looking at this game, I want to know in my flex play, is there somebody? Is Jennings step up? You know, with Debo being down, Jennings played well last week. Does he continue that trend? Do you have any flex plays?
Dude, I looked at Jennings last week, and I see Brock Purdy's interceptions coming from Jennings. He really I don't think he ran the routes Brock Purdy thought he was going to, and that's where the number 3 receiver steps into the number 2, and you don't get that. And
you got a backup quarterback this week too,
and that's it. And I really see right now that that's what's going to happen. Really, any flex plays out of this game? Maybe a Tyler Boyd.
That's who. Yep.
That's about the only flex play I got right now.
Kyle Shanahan, if you ever hear this, I haven't picked against you in 3 years.
But I don't think he's going to be able to help it.
This is it. Kyle Shanahan, I picked you to win a Super Bowl 3 years in a row. Okay, don't let me down.
And look. I'm picking the Niners defense to win. I'm not even benching them any game. But guess what? I'm selling them right now because they've been exposed.
Well, they have injuries too. And
on the defense?
Yeah. The safety, they have some issues covering the ball right now, and they do have Bosa, but Bosa hasn't been doing Bosa things.
He ain't getting to the quarterback. And
I ain't heard that name much at all.
No. And I mean, if Kirk Cousins and Jordan Addison expose you, and then you have P.J. Walker and the running backs of the Browns expose you, right now the Bengals can expose you.
Yes.
It's coming.
One thing is,
it's
if
coming.
you have Mixon, put him on your bench. Warner's on him like stank on poo-poo.
I definitely agree with it.
And he's not going to get much. He's not going to have much running room. Higgins would be a strong flex play. Chase is a big start. Burrow, if you have him and you picked up another guy and you were playing him, now's the time to put Burrow back in. I think he can still play with being healthy. I think it'll be a good game if the Niners don't get Bosa involved.
I think on the Niners side, you're looking at you have to start Ayuk. You can't bench Ayuk. Christian McCaffrey, you're going to get a really big game out of him because that's where most of your production is going to come, especially if Purdy don't play.
Yeah, and I actually think that Jennings has earned a flex play this week if Debo's going to continue to be out.
I hope so because he's probably not rostered in a lot of leagues.
Yeah,
right now.
I'd hold off maybe one more week.
Now, Dustin, I know you being a gambler, you're probably likely to stay away from this game. But is there any juice here?
Yeah. I think not what I was going to talk about today, but after hearing a couple things, dude, I think this game leaned towards the Niners all the way until I heard they're going to have a backup quarterback now. The Bengals suck against the spread. They're 2-3-1. The Niners are 3-0 against the spread at home.
Yeah.
The Bengals are coming across the country. They're coming off, let's see here. The Niners have 3 30-point games at home, but they're down a starting quarterback.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this though: if Purdy plays,
I was gonna take the Niners against the points.
yeah, and that's a
Dude,
strong
they
play.
actually have one of the. I think Kansas City does too. Probably Philly, a home field advantage.
Yeah.
That's why they're 3-0 against the spread at home. But I'm thinking if you can still get the Bengals plus 5.5. I'm going with that now.
Yeah, if
like
Purdy doesn't play, the Bengals plus 5.5 seems to be the play.
Bengals are healthy. Niners are totally banged up.
Yeah, and this does seem a little scary. It's hard to bet against the Niners, so maybe you're scared and you want to stay away, and that's okay. But if you're feeling like you need to build your parlay, you need one more team to add a little more juice, the Bengals might give it to you.
Yeah, and that spread might be dropping now with Purdy outside.
That 100%.
Yeah.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, but that would bring us to our last game, right? The Monday night game? Or
No,
did we skip
that's
one?
no. We're going Sunday night.
Which one did we skip?
We got the Bears and Chargers,
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah.
which is going to bring me to my biggest sell of the week.
the Bears and Chargers.
Biggest sell of the week is Austin Eckler. Right now, which he has been out, but the games he has played, we got 44 carries for 189 yards.
He's got name recognition.
Hurt that ankle
One
again.
touchdown, okay? He has 9 receptions, 83 yards, 0 touchdowns. The man is not what he used to be.
There's people in your league.
Call him
that-
off his name right now. You take him, you
Yeah.
sell him off his name because you ain't
They'll be
getting
like,
it
oh,
out of Chris
Eckler, yeah,
Williams.
yeah.
Mom, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, but I'm not buying your shit.
The woman,
Mom,
okay, let's just say the woman owns him in probably 3 out of 5
I
leagues.
do. I
All right,
do.
I'm just giving her hell.
Okay, now let's go ahead and check in with the fantasy or the football mom and
Let's
see if
see.
we do have any.
Is the
injuries
man
in this
on
game.
there?
No, he's not.
Really?
He's not on the injury report whatsoever. The injuries are all on the Bears side. All right, we got Justin Fields, who has that damaged thumb on the throwing hand, and he is doubtful for Week 8. So who do you got to rely on? Tyson Badgett, who didn't do that
Hey,
bad
my
of a job.
boy looked pretty. He looked pretty good last week.
And then you also got Roshan Johnson, who's still in concussion protocol, and he's a risky option for this week. So all of you who picked up Deontay Foreman,
Yeah.
look for another week, dudes.
Let's roll the dice again.
Yeah, and the Chargers defense is pretty weak, so you might be able to get something there for sure. Now this game, to me, it's the Chargers. I don't know what it is. They have talent. They have a Bosa. There's only 2 teams in the league that have a Bosa. They have a Derwin James, I think, is healthy.
Yep.
Or he did come back. I don't know if he just got hurt last week or not, but it seems to me that
No, Derwin James actually played. Yeah, he played.
I would. I tell you what.
It comes from the front office.
I hate to
Right
do
now.
this because I lost last week locking against the Bears.
Oh, don't do it.
I bet the Bears.
Don't
straight
do it.
up
Don't
won
do it.
last
Listen.
week, boys.
The Chargers. No, wait a minute. I'm
Don't do
thinking
it.
of a different team. No. Look, we're not going to lock this game. We're
All
not
right,
gonna
all
lock
right.
this
I
game.
thought that's
I
where
got-
you were
I
going.
got some
I thought that's
scary-
where you
I
were
read
going.
my notes.
I
and
got some
I'll
scary
be
news
honest
for
with
this
you.
game.
I was thinking of the Jaguars, but the Chargers. Listen to this. They have not beat anyone with a winning record this year. Okay, it's fool's gold. Chargers are not very good. I would take the Bears in a close game. Chargers may be able to pull it out, but this to me seems like a stay away game. What do you think?
You're taking the Bears?
No, well, I would.
I like it. I
The
like
Bills or the Bears have been playing better. The Chargers, they have some issues,
I got
like
some
it, though.
notes
and
to
that's
back you up,
another
Dave.
team that may need to look at getting a new coordinator or coach because there's too much talent here for the Chargers not to be good.
All right, let's hear what Dustin's got to say first.
All right, Bears. I think you can take them in this game. Here's why. Chargers are 2-4 against the spread, and they haven't beat a team by more than a score. So the Bears are getting 8.5. That's more than a score. So I think you could feel comfortable taking the Bears plus 8.5 in this one.
Yeah.
Bears plus 8.5.
I like that. I like that.
And I think the difference maker is going to be Deontay Foreman. Okay, look, if you look at that game last week, 16 carries, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. He added in 3 receptions, 31 yards, and a touchdown. The man is on fire. Why ain't he starting nowhere?
Yeah.
It's just one of those.
All right, look, I'm looking back at Carolina. Carolina, a lot of you fantasy players who played last year know that when he played for Carolina, the man put up 30-point games. Why can't he get a starting job somewhere?
Well, I think they had a better offensive line in Carolina.
Well, no, I mean, he did that. He did that with Carolina. He just did that with the Bears.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's a trend. Like, teams, listen to us right now. Deontay Foreman should be a starting running back somewhere, and I think that's going to be the difference. And that's going to be the difference with the rookie quarterback coming in. He's going to totally make the difference. I'm taking the Bears in this game.
Oh, is it a 3-ring circus? Everybody picked the Bears, huh?
We just made a lock.
Yep. So
You
put
know
that
what?
bear on the tricycle, folks. It's a circus now.
Because the Chargers
Sometimes
are
you're
the
the Bears,
most,
sometimes you're the tricycle.
but the Chargers are the most unpredictable team in
Yeah.
the NFL right now.
There's
because
no
you
reason
don't know
for it
what
either.
you're going to get. Are they going to give Eckler 20 carries? Are they going to give Eckler 5 carries? And I think that's what it determines, and that's why I say sell him.
Well,
Okay.
and after losing Mike Williams, and then Herbert getting hurt, they've just not been there.
And that's why, like Quintez Johnson, I picked him up in a lot of my leagues. He
Sucks.
I like Dave's outlook on this because he keeps telling me about separation. The guy can't get it.
He can't separate.
No, and that's what Allen's doing. That's why Allen's getting so many receptions. That's why Palmer is starting over Johnson. I think you can start Palmer. You can start Allen. Of course, you're going to. Eckler, you're going to start him. What are we giving on the Bears side? We're definitely giving it to Foreman if he's getting the rock.
I think DJ Moore showed he could produce with the backup.
I was getting ready to say that,
Still feel
yeah.
good with
Are
him.
we starting Cole Kmet?
No, Cole he's one of those guys that he stepped up. He'll get you a couple good games a year, but he's not a really solid option at tight end. And if you have him, we're praying for you, to be honest, because you need a better tight end.
I mean, if that's all you got,
Yeah.
definitely.
I don't know. Did he do anything last week?
No.
I ain't got him, so I don't keep
No,
up with
dude,
him. I
he's-
didn't know if he's going to
dude,
be a
he's
safety
had-
blanket for the.
Bro, he's had one game this year. I think he had 2 touchdowns, but Fields was in. And I think that really just brings us to the next game because there's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
this
this
game.
really ain't a
Brian,
beaut either.
I'm going to ask you something.
What?
On this Monday night game that's getting ready to come up,
Yep.
who are you looking at?
Dude, I see a big rebound. I mean, the
Yeah.
Lions got embarrassed. And, I give it to you, Dave, on the whole NFC Lamar Jackson thing. Cool. I get it. But I see a rebound in this one. Are we getting Jimmy G this week, Mom? Give us the injury report.
Yeah, Jimmy G is expected to return this week.
And, dude, I hear that, and it still don't make a difference, right? I mean, he's not getting Devontae Adams the ball. Josh Jacobs is not running the ball good. We're not seeing much out of that offensive line. So, I mean, I'm taking the Lions with a big bounce back. Even though they don't have a big running game right now with Montgomery out.
Gibbs played well last
Gibbs.
week.
And
Yeah, I
that,
don't think Montgomery would have made a difference last week, but
which brings me to my buy right now, okay? Montgomery's out right now. He played one game without Montgomery. 11 rushes, 68 yards, touchdown. 9 receptions, 58 yards with
Yeah.
Montgomery out.
Yeah, and when you're looking at Gibbs, you have to remember he's a rookie. You have to throw away those first 3-4 games. He's just trying to learn his way. But
Mom,
Gibbs of late has really stepped it up.
that's it. Mom, how long is Montgomery going to be out?
Montgomery is not expected to return to week 10.
And exactly. That right there tells you right now, Gibbs, buy right now with what you can get him. Because right now you can get him for subpar, right?
Yeah, and you teams out there need a running back. That could be the difference between you making the playoffs or not.
what about Adams on a sell?
Adam.
Devontae Adams.
I would probably sell him because I don't see a lot of production. But do you see him getting traded?
No.
I
well,
do.
it's week 8.
I do.
Yeah, I mean,
I could see it.
Yeah.
They gave too much for him. I
No,
don't
but
think they're going
what
to.
does the Raiders have to offer right now? Like Jacobs is not doing nothing. Adams just can't get the ball because you don't have the quarterback to do it, right?
Right.
Are we rebuilding right now with from Office out?
yes.
Man,
yes.
the Raiders have underperformed for a long time.
Yes, we are rebuilding.
And I mean, right now you have the pieces to sell. Why not sell them?
Yeah.
So I mean, if I was smart right now, I would move Adams, I would free up some money, and I would get ready for the next year.
Yeah.
I would probably keep Jacobs and see what he wants because he's on a franchise tag. He's probably not worth what he wants right now. I mean,
I don't think Adams is either.
no.
He's getting older.
So I mean,
What's that? Y'all smell something? What's that smell? I
re-
smell a lock. Y'all smell a lock? I smell a lock over here. Jangle the keys, baby,
out.
because
Give
the
it to us.
Lions
Give
will
it to
beat
us.
the Raiders on Monday night, and I don't know that it's even close. I think the Lions are pissed they got dealt with last week, and they're going to come out and they're going to show you why they're one of the teams going for the Super Bowl. And the Lions do have a chance, okay, at the Super Bowl. I mean, their defense has a little bit of ways to go. Their offensive line is one of the best in the league. If they can get Goff and keep him rolling and keep St. Brown healthy, they'd have a shot. And I'm not going to tell you they're going to win anything, but they have a shot. But what I will tell you is they're going to win this game.
I can tell you right now that the best thing right now is to get Montgomery's injury out of the way, and come back in week 10 and let Gibbs get a little bit of experience under his belt. Bring Gibbs, Montgomery, two-headed monster, in with that passing game. Throw that defense in a little bit.
Yeah.
You're
Ain't
going to
no reason not to.
come playoff
Good
time.
coach, too.
Come playoff time, Ravens going to be hating shit.
Dude, if y'all, I don't know if y'all need any more backup for the lock, but
I'm saying if they make Super Bowl.
Raiders aren't good against the spread. They're 3-4. The Lions are 5-2 against the spread. So I think you could minus that
bet.
8.5 and still feel okay.
Say bet. Let's lock that in.
Yeah,
I like
we're
it.
locking in the Lions. But really, is there anybody have any parlays or anything they want to get out?
I got mine out in the beginning, so I'm good
Okay,
right now.
Dustin.
Thursday night, if you want to, little parlay here. Josh Allen under 261, James Cook over 49 rushing yards.
I like
There you
it.
go. There
I
you
like
go.
it.
Okay, so Dave's locks of the week. We're going with the Ravens will beat the Cardinals. The Falcons will beat the Titans. Texans over the Panthers. Vikings over the Packers. The Seattle is a tough sell over the Browns. That's a hold 'em, but maybe if you're building, if you're desperate. And then the Chiefs over the Broncos is a lock. And finally, we have the Lions over the Raiders. And we're going to wrap it up with that. And listen, if you made it this far, folks, you're like family to us, and we really do appreciate you. I'm your main man, Dave, and I'm out.
Hey, this is Brian. I hope for a big game out of Levis this week. Let's back that Kentucky up and show a good outing.
With that being said, we'll just see another good game from Lamar. Lock it in.
DDZ End Zone Empire. We're out.
Later.
Peace.